Hello and welcome to yourlocalnote.com. Thanks for checking us out. Got another podcast. We are featuring the magnificent Birds of Prey. We'll be talking with the guys in just a few minutes, but just want to remind you, we are streaming 24/7. Get our free app at the respective stores. That is YLN. Just type that in at your Android store or at the iPhone store, and you can download that app for free and take us 24/7. Take us anywhere you want, and you can check out all the music that we're streaming. Also, don't forget, you can get our weekly newsletter. Just contact us at contact@yourlocalnote.com. All right, we're going to get everything started with the magnificent Birds of Prey. First song we're going to hear from them is Wolves A-Comin' from their self-titled album on yourlocalnote.com. The song is called Wolves A-Comin' from the band Magnificent Birds of Prey. This is yourlocalnote.com. Gentlemen, welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate you joining us. Why don't you introduce yourselves and what you do with the band, and give a shout out to whoever's not here.
My name is Carl. I play guitar. I do some singing. Also, we all kind of share the songwriting.
Okay.
Duties. We'll get to that, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Name's Lyle. I play guitar and also sing. And not here is Mr. Jeffrey Hash, who plays bass and some synth keys.
Hi, I'm Joel, also known as Bird Drummer.
Okay, Bird Drummer. All right, guys, thanks so much again for coming out. Let's talk about how the band got the name Magnificent Birds of Prey.
Well, we wanted to kind of describe our sound a little bit, and I know Jeff had talked about something with Birds of Prey. I think we were just bouncing around ideas as far as like something to add to Birds of Prey. I can't really... It's kind of like a total...
In the back of my head, I swear I came up with the magnificent part, but Jeff does insist that he came up with the full name of the band.
Yeah.
Okay, but
But
Birds of Prey is what you really were.
Yeah, we want. I mean,
Well-
we wanted something that like sounded kind of nice, but also had some like attack to it.
Sure.
I guess because that's kind of like what we draw the line between. We kind of go from having some songs with a little bit of drive to them
There's
to
aggressiveness
kinda,
to your music. Yeah,
so
I
and
hear
then we
that.
kind of veer off into like a little bit more like spacey and jazz kind of
Okay.
stuff going on.
Also, I would say that we're kind of big, huge sci-fi nerds, so there's definitely an homage to Star Trek in there.
Nice.
With the Bird
Absolutely.
of Prey. Looking up Birds of Prey on the internet,
Yes.
very quickly decided can't just be called Birds of Prey because it's a lot of schlock metal, hair bands and stuff.
Okay.
There's a lot of bands that were already called Birds of Prey. There were no bands called Magnificent Birds of Prey.
There we go.
Plus,
And-
we also like the acronym MBOP because that's very easy to promote your music when you can proclaim yourself
Yeah,
as
okay, very
a
cool.
way to remember Hanson.
Yeah.
So, we kind of embrace the,
I was
the
wondering,
stupidness of that.
I was wondering if you were going to mention that because that was the first thing when I told my wife, "Oh yeah, I'm interviewing a band, the Magnificent Birds of Prey, but it's MBOP for short." She said, "Hanson?" I was like,
Yeah,
"Okay."
some of our friends try to make fun of us for that. Like, oh, your name's MBOP? I'm like, yeah, you ain't going to forget our band
We
name now,
embrace
are
it.
you? Yeah, you're not going to forget the band name.
That's a good part. I mean, I think people appreciate people who work hard on their music, and you can hear from your music. You guys are, serious about your music. You're serious about what you guys are doing, but you don't take yourself too serious, which is very cool.
Yeah.
And I think people respond to that. How did you guys get together?
Playing music in Philadelphia, I was in another band, and Carl and Jeff were in another band, and we liked each other's music, so we played some shows together, and those bands disbanded, and we kind of were jamming, and basically Joel met us through my wife actually knew his wife at work and knew he was looking to play drums, so
Cool.
we were very happy to have him on board. Once he started playing, we were just kind of blown away, and we're like, yeah, we're not going to need to find anybody
Nice.
else for sure. So
Okay, very cool. And you guys have been together for how long now?
just over a year, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, we started playing shows in March, and we really spent a lot of time writing last pretty much June to September, and we've started recording. We did the album ourselves,
Sandy session.
pretty much. Sandy session during
During the
Superstore
hurricane.
and Sandy. We pretty
Nice.
much were recording and lay down the thunder, if you will.
Nice.
Horrible joke.
Okay.
But so that's pretty
It
much how.
was a horrible joke.
So we started playing shows in March and been going since then.
Very cool. All right, then let's talk about the first song, "Wolves Are Coming." Who wrote it and what it's about?
I wrote the lyrics for it, but as far as like the arrangement, that was pretty much everybody just kind of piecing stuff together, and pretty much that's usually how we approach our songs. Like one of us may have a riff or an idea or something, and we may bounce off of that, or we may have a couple different parts that we put together, and we just kind of all hash it out in a practice space. And as far as lyrics go, like it may be one or two of us, and maybe one of us, like whoever's kind of feeling the mood of the song and wants to work on it,
Okay,
But we're
so-
always open to everybody kind of like having their input and
Okay.
making it a full band process as much as possible.
Then since you wrote the lyrics though for the song, what is "Wolves Are Coming" about?
It's pretty much just about like, the impending doom feeling of like people on your back for work and, just kind of, feeling the strain of the everyday 9 to 5 or
Growing up.
yeah, just like you always feel like, expectations
Yes.
and living up to the way people want you to be and stuff like that. And there's just people always down coming on, wolves are coming on you, if you will.
Okay.
And pretty much, it's just a silly way to say that.
Okay, getting back to the music writing process, I take it a lot of your songs get written while you guys are practicing and jamming together. It's not something where someone goes off and writes and then brings it back and says, okay, now let's work on it. It's more of a, hey, I got this idea, let's just go.
Well, we may have like someone that has like most of a song put together, but we'll always have, if we like it as is, we won't adjust the arrangement from there. But usually there's a little bit of arrangement adjusting and stuff like that. But I mean, all of us write individually on our own and play multiple instruments to a degree. So we may have like a portion that we went off and wrote, but usually it involves like everybody at least a little bit, just kind of saying, hey, this should be shorter, or we should make this an instrumental part or whatever. So it's not really like set in stone as far as how we go about writing it.
Sure, okay. Go ahead, Carl.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought.
Train wreck.
No problem. Then, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I remembered. The song should always be shorter.
Is that your always your?
We have I swear to God, we have like the 2 to less than 4 minute rule that we have to have.
4 minutes is a ballad. I don't like anything that's going to be over. I like them anywhere from 40 seconds up through maybe 2.5 minutes. I pray at the altar of Robert Pollard. I'm a big Guided by Voices fan, and lots of their songs are short. Just
right.
Throw 20-some songs at you every album.
Okay.
I had in that same vein, Jeff and I had a song in our old band, Mini Mammoth, that was, I think it was 42 seconds long. It was called Drunken Text Message. And that's really what I wanted to encapsulate with that, was
right.
And see,
the brevity of it.
I used to be like a 3 minute, 30 second to like 4 minute and 30 second kind of song writing kind of guy in my last band. And it was kind of like we just kind of went in between that so we could make everybody happy.
So then how, you've got a clash of philosophies there a little bit.
What are your
I don't know what these guys are talking about. I'm into Close to the Edge and Tarkus and really long songs.
How did you guys all come together trying to put your songs together? Because a lot of your songs are shorter.
Well, at the end of the day, I think our philosophy is if it feels right, and everybody's comfortable with it, that's the way it stays. If it feels like we need adjustments, we'll creatively argue, or we'll bounce stuff around, or we'll adjust stuff a little with it. But we generally, it's not done until the arrangement's not done until we all feel like, okay, that's. I would say that. A lot of the first months, like becoming friends and hanging out, like practices, we hang out, go outside to have a cigarette or whatever, drink some Coke. Joel drinks like 3 Cokes at every practice. Well, Jeff smokes. It's not me, but we'd spend time together, hang out with one another, get to know one another, and that way, when you're in the creative process, you can actually, if you have a disagreement, it makes it a lot less likely that something's going to become personal. So you can actually hash out the differences you have, maybe explain your point of view, and then come some kind of consensus from there.
Things become personal sometimes, but because we're good friends, we can move past that.
I was going to say,
there are definitely shouting matches. There are definitely times where tempers flare. It's all part of the writing process. Yeah. We're all musicians. We're all into writing. And so we all have our own different take on things. And sometimes, yes, that comes to a head, but
you can't end that verse with a preposition. What's wrong with you?
We always come up with an end result, and it works out.
I would say, because you now know each other and more comfortable now, is it more heated, the discussions during song writing processes, or is it less because you know
the things
each other?
we're passionate about, the things we're passionate about pretty much.
And you've been
we have to work. We have to work through that.
We all know how to irritate each other better now.
But
I know that I'm at a point where I know Lyle well enough that if he pisses me off during our writing process, I could flip him off and then be fine with him 5 minutes later.
Okay.
It's water over the bridge. It's
that's key.
No big deal. I realize that these shouting matches happen in the heat of the moment, and guess what? It's not really about not liking each other or not being able to work together. It's just that passion.
Right.
Yeah, we all care. Again, at the end of the day, we care about the end result, and when the end result feels right for all of us, feels right for all of us.
This is Lennon and McCartney here.
So a lot of back and forth between those two.
Yeah, there's a lot of input between
do we
everybody,
have
which is really great about this band. I feel just because everybody has a large input into like what they feel like they need to do.
Do we have a potential for a reality show with these guys?
No reality shows. We got enough crappy reality shows.
I avoid drama.
We don't need Mbop, the reality show, unless it's Hanson, so we can make fun of him.
Very cool. All right, guys. So we're gonna go on to the second song. When we come back, we'll talk about that and more. We're hanging with Magnificent Birds of Prey, Mbop. We're featuring songs from their self-titled album, and this is called Definition on yourlocalnote.com.
As we are torn through pain. 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 As we are torn through pain.
The song is called Definition, and we're talking with Magnificent Birds of Prey on yourlocalnote.com. All right, guys, let's talk about this song. Who wrote it? What it is about? Give us whatever stories you have about this song.
Well, it was kind of pieced together by a little bit of everybody. Just riffs that we combined together and left spots open for bass. And,
Right.
But the song was originally called Joel is Sexy because Joel played some drum beats, and we were like, yeah, that needs to be the beginning of the song.
Right.
That is awesome. So it kind of starts with that drum intro, and then it kind of just goes into like things we pieced together.
Joel is Sexy. Yeah. And they changed it on you, Joel. I mean, are you bummed about that?
Right. No, I know the original title.
I believe it was actually at your request. Because
He was
because
kind of like,
I was all for keeping it
do
as
we
Joel
really
is
have
Sexy.
to call it Joel is Sexy? Well, we don't have to.
Now that my face had turned about as bright red as my plaid pants.
Very nice, very nice. And the song, what is it about, Definition?
Definition is just
Besides
about
Joel.
Yeah, it's just about knowing who you are as a person. And again, a lot of the themes in the first EP for me was just that there's going to be lots of people that expect certain things from you in your life, and people pulling you in different directions. You should be more like this. You should be more like
Right,
this, or
right.
you should put more time into this. And you just got to be you and be happy with yourself, and don't let the end of the song says pretty much, tell me who you are, don't be defined. And that's kind of really the true meaning of the song itself.
Right. Very cool.
That's exactly what I always took from it was don't let others define you, define yourself.
Very cool. Very
It'll
cool.
always be
And the people that like you for you will like you for you, and the people that don't like you for you, well, then
Screw
who
'em.
cares?
Who cares? Right?
Who cares?
I mean, you got to get that's one part of life. You got to get to a point where it's like, hey, if you don't like me, all right, then don't bother with me.
If you don't like me, I have a finger for you, and I'll give you 2 guesses which one it is.
Showing them you think they're number one, right?
Yes, yes.
That's great. All right, let's talk about, you mentioned it a little while ago, but I want to get back to this. Influences, music influences. What made you decide to use or get into music and have that as a career? We'll start with you, Lyle.
Well, for me, it was really just cool sounds. I kind of just picked up a guitar in college because I was bored, and I liked the way Weezer Sweater song sounded. And I was like, I want to kind of figure this out. And I always liked the way things on the guitar sounded. So as I learned more and more, I wanted to kind of experiment with sounds. And a lot of the bands that I'm into, like Manchester Orchestra, brand new. There's a band called Color Revolt out from Tennessee. There's a lot of different kind of sounds, or they have like a rock sound or a space sound. I just like different sounds. That's pretty much where I approach my music from. I don't really come from a place of I want to sound
If
so
you
much
like
like
it.
somebody.
Right.
I want to just kind of have a sound that I like that works within the atmosphere of everybody else in the band. So I focus on that pretty much as far as how I normally write, or why the reason I write the way I do.
Very cool. Carl?
I would say that I started by singing in bands. I was in musical theater a lot in high school and always wanted to sing in a band. And when the band fell apart, I was kind of just standing there with...
Okay, got it.
yeah, in my hand, my junk in my hand, really. Let's just
That's good.
call it how I see it.
Yes.
So I decided, you know what? If a band doesn't need a singer, then they might need a guitar player. So I picked up the guitar, and I figured I can always accompany myself.
Right.
So within short order, I started playing songs I started writing songs the first day I got the guitar.
Okay.
I didn't know how to play guitar, but I started writing on it anyway, because that was my goal, is to write songs.
And you taught yourself to play guitar?
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
I hate people like you.
Yeah, 20 years.
I hate that.
I played probably 6 hours a day. For the first summer, I actually broke my wrist, and my left wrist, I ended up having it set. The cast was cut back so that I could angle my hand angled to play guitar
Right.
for 6 to 8 weeks.
Right.
I learned how to do power chords without actually using my thumb for
Nice.
resistance on the back of the fretboard.
Nice.
But I put in a lot of time. I just enjoyed it. It was time where I think other people were off. Well, I don't know, doing whatever other people did in college at that point.
Right.
I
Yeah.
played a lot of guitar.
Yeah.
I know.
And
8 years of guitar lessons to be a bad guitar player.
And I
That's
know
what
Jeff, our bass player, has a lot of the same mentality I do, that he wants to make something that he feels
That's his.
that he likes to
Yep.
listen, that he would want to listen to.
Yes.
So that's a lot of the same way that I come at music too, is I want to make something that I want to listen to that isn't necessarily like the bands that I listen
Right,
to.
right.
But it's, it's my own, but it's something I want and proud and I can put forward that I'm happy with first, and that hopefully, people will enjoy.
Joel,
So-
besides being sexy, what influences?
Well, let's see. For me, music goes back at least to my great-great-grandfather, and it trickled all the way down through the family, and everybody in my family played something, but I ended up being the drummer. And I remember the day my grandfather came walking in the door with a drum set, and my mom just rolled her eyes like, "Oh, here we go." But I started my drum lessons, and that was 30 years ago. And
So it's a family business for you.
yeah, my dad's a guitarist, and I've played in bands with him, and my grandfather played trumpet, and I played in the big band with him. Everybody plays an instrument, so every once in a while we'd all get together and play together. But
Now, do they ever give you their opinion on your music?
they all think I'm so wonderful and that's so great. They're all so supportive, yes.
Oh, that's cool.
That's good.
None of them say, "You stink, you're awful."
And it's cool too, because I know Joel mentioned to me at one point that he really wants to feel like he has self-worth in this band. So he feels like the things that we put forward, really we should be, given back in some way for like the work we're putting in. Like, he really makes us feel like we need to have self-worth as a band. We need to know that the things that we're putting out or putting on the table or the shows that we're playing will be rewarding, in the sense that it's not just some random thing. It's like we can put our best foot forward and people will appreciate that. He really makes us, I think, because he comes from a long line of like musicians and people who have been doing it their entire life, that we need to really put our best foot forward and take pride in what we do and feel like we should be appreciated for that, and in that the people that would like our kind of music. So we should have self-worth as a band. We shouldn't just give things out free all the time, or just go play wherever and just throw money at the band. Like, we really should be worth something.
All right, very cool.
Is that true, Joel? Did you say all that?
I said it all word
Not
for
in
word,
so many
verbatim.
words. Not in so many words. but-
Probably more succinctly, I imagine.
Many more words, many.
All right, let's talk about song number 3, Aviator Glasses. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll play the song first, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about Aviator Glasses. I like that. You've got your Aviator glasses there. Carl, appreciate that. All right, you're listening to yourlocalnote.com. We're hanging with the Magnificent Birds of Prey, MBOP for short. This is Aviator Glasses from their self-titled album on yourlocalnote.com.
Aviator glasses, aviator glasses. Oh, I gotta lift myself out from the air to the sun. I'm blinding the eyes and wait till I see.
The song is called Aviator Glasses from Magnificent Birds of Prey. This is yourlocalnote.com. It's from their self-titled album. All right, guys, what is Aviator Glasses about?
Aviator Glass is about just kind of getting yourself up from like a slump kind of thing, where maybe you're kind of feeling some way in your head, and you're just kind of like going through the motions or whatever, but you can always pick up yourself from that. You don't have to. The stupid image is, you can have aviator glasses. You don't have to be a pilot. You can live, in the moment, or you can live and just kind of go through it and be silly, and you don't have to be stuck down in like the negativity and stuff like that. And you can bring, hopefully you can bring people along with you for the way you can cheer people up. And in a lot of ways, it's, one of the reasons that I write music is kind of portrayed in the song, is that it doesn't always have to be serious. It just kind of has, it has to connect, and it can bring you away from being in a negative place into like a better place. So that's a lot of the reason why I write music in general, is to kind of help people move from a negative state of mind into a positive state of mind.
So how difficult sometimes is it to transfer or translate to your other bandmates what you're trying to get with a song? I mean, are they picking up sometimes that this is not a totally serious song? This is more of a lighthearted song that I want to get out there, or this is something about life that I think is important. I mean, how do you translate that to those guys?
Well, as far as when I write lyrics for a song, it's usually I'll just kind of explain to the guys like what I feel like the song, kind of like the feeling behind it, how I want to portray that. And I might write it in a general way that's not exact upon my life, but I will tell, because they're my friends, I'll tell them maybe exactly what it's about to me personally. And if it doesn't, if I feel like the song, the mood isn't fitting, I'll explain it to these guys. But usually it's just whoever wrote, is writing the lyrics or the portion of the lyrics, we kind of just entrust to them to portray the emotion of what is going on in the song. There really isn't I would say, a back and forth of this isn't working with the emotion of the song. It's just kind of, lyrics kind of come, and the vocals usually kind of come last.
Over under, how many minutes does it take of busting each other's chops before you actually get serious about a song?
Have we gotten serious yet?
Yeah, that's a good question, because I think we're all just still having fun. We're not really worrying about, serious, because serious is some other guy's problem.
Serious is the dog star.
Yeah, there's a lot of serious out there already. So
Okay.
it may be a personal thing to us,
Right.
but we try to put it out in a way that's just kind
you
of
seem to have a lot of fun.
a lighthearted way.
Yeah.
It's not depressing lyrics. It's not, it's not real negative kind of thing going on, or real uppy,
Sure,
super. It's just
sure.
kind of in between.
All right, then let's seg into a show. Let's talk to people who haven't seen you guys out live. What can they expect from a Magnificent Birds of Prey show?
Much better dynamics than are on the mastered tracks, I'll tell you that. The volume levels and things it's really much more dynamic in person, and we've had a lot of people tell us that when they listen to the CD, that it sounds so much more alive when they're seeing us live.
Yeah, we're able to bring it. I would say we're able to bring it down, bring it up much more dynamically, like Joel says, in the live setting than we are on the CD setting.
I think Aviator Glasses is a good example of that too, because within that song we have, now granted, I have a mammoth pedal board, and I do a whole lot of tap dancing in that song. It's probably my favorite, or one of my favorites at least, of the 11 or 12, 13 songs, whatever we actually have right now that we're playing out. Aviator's probably my favorite to play, just because I get to tap dance all over the place. I'm trying out different effects. I'm enjoying singing some vocals there, and then I get to play lots of fun guitar stuff. It's just, yeah, I just really like that one. The dynamic changes are really what do it for me.
All right, let's talk about some shows that you got coming up. So where can people see you?
November 2nd, it's a Saturday. We're playing at Shady Katie's in Somerdale, New Jersey.
Okay.
And we're playing with a bunch of good friends of ours. And after that, we're playing, I believe it's Saturday, November 16th at Big Shots in Burlington, New Jersey.
Okay.
And then
October?
December 28th, I believe we're playing at Hot Shots. I think it's Westville, New Jersey.
Okay.
Well,
And
I'll
then,
double check.
And then in January, I believe it's I think it's the 7th. I know it's one of the first
Okay, well,
couple
what we'll do
Saturdays,
is we'll
but-
make sure we get it on the site, and we'll have the exact dates. And you touched on this earlier, and I want to get back to this, and then we're going to wrap things up. But you self-produced this album. How did that go? I mean, did you have experience in the studio before, or was this something that was an experiment out of necessity? Because we know the biggest issue with you guys is coming up with money to record an album, because that can get very expensive.
Yeah,
very
money was a
quickly.
huge factor for us because we didn't have money to just throw at getting a producer and spending, thousands of dollars. So Carl had experience recording bands for a long time, and I had, I was pretty much a few years in, probably 4 years in, as far as recording and mixing and stuff like that myself. So we combined our knowledge. We kind of came up with a way that we were going to go about it. We did live drums with the band playing for Joel. We did live drums, and then we did overdubs over the live drums. So we wanted to keep it real, and we wanted
Right.
to keep it, clean at the same time, because we wanted, radio to be able to play it and stuff like that. So we wanted to do it proper, but we also wanted to get away from the everything has to be perfect to a click track, mathematically perfect with no mistakes kind of thing too. We really wanted to make it real.
Okay.
So
Well, we also combined our equipment. We both had recording equipment as well, and we keep kind of adding to that. And we've been kind of refining our method with other bands that we've brought in, other acts we've brought in since then. So it's really just going to help us for when we go to record a follow-up.
So you've recorded other bands yourself?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
yes, both of us. Yep.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we had our knowledge of what we've done,
Right.
and we kind of hash it out and talked it out, how we wanted to approach it in
Sure.
a together situation and a way that we wanted to basically be as close to tape recording as possible too. We had a sound that we wanted to try to achieve that was a certain level of clarity, punchy, boomy kind of thing going on. And we really wanted to, get that as close as we could without actually having to go into the studio and record to tape kind of thing.
Anything that you learned from producing this album that you're going to incorporate into the next album?
Watch
Just-
the Weather Channel and make sure there's not a hurricane coming.
I think that we'll probably learn from. I think we learned from some of the things that we did as far as getting the right levels,
Okay.
finding kind of a range of the dynamics that we need to leave a certain amount of headroom.
Yeah, a lot
for
of
mastering purposes.
Yeah, a lot of in the
Okay.
weeds kind of stuff as far as gain staging and
Okay.
and
Well,
I
I'm
would
not
say
going- I'm not going there.
Yeah, and I would say that the number one thing that we kind of did is kind of figured out exactly the sounds that we're trying to record going in as much as possible.
Okay.
So that we're not big on wanting to do 1,000 things in the computer.
Got it.
Again, we want to keep it as much unaltered as possible. We want it to fit and sound good on any stereo, no doubt, because it's a CD, but we want it to represent as much possible, going in real without too many adjustments as possible as well.
Very cool.
To add to that, it's really just it's simple. It's a cliche, but some people say, "Oh, we'll fix it in the mix." No, we will not fix it in the mix.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you want what you play is what you want coming out
Yeah,
of
everything
Right.
we recorded was out of an amp, using our own pedals, sounds, and stuff like that. It was just a matter of, like I said, in the weeds, kind of gain stage, getting the proper gains and stuff is what we would more, clearly get next time, more defined rather than having to adjust in the computer. Because again, we don't like doing a lot of stuff in the computer and making it different than we feel like we should sound as a band.
Okay.
For this project, we don't like doing that. I actually have no problem with doing some more work and editing in the computer. It's just more of a matter of we're trying to get more of a live feel
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Very cool. All right, guys. Where can people find your music?
everywhere.
MagnificentBirdsOfPrey.com. You can find any of our stuff from there. We got Bandcamp, SoundCloud, iTunes,
Mbop
Facebook,
Music.
Facebook, Reverb Nation, all that
At
stuff.
Mbop Music on Twitter.
Spotify.
And we're on Facebook and all that stuff as
Okay.
well too. But you can
iTunes.
find any of the sites from MagnificentBirdsOfPrey.com.
Sounds good. Excellent. All right, guys. Thank you so much. It was great hanging with you tonight. And we're going to wrap it up with On a Dime. Tell us a little bit about On a Dime.
Certainly. That's one that I wrote the lyrics for. It was actually originally intended for Jeff and my old band, but it never saw the light of day. We had a mostly finished recording of it and basically used that as a kind of a template for what we were going to do with this. We ended up changing some things. In fact, since we've recorded it, we've really changed some things about how we play it now. But it's generally ballpark.
Okay.
But as far as the meaning behind the song for me is really, I would say that the chorus where I'm talking about, the lyrics are, I can't catch you stopping on a dime, I can't catch you running through my mind. It's kind of the feeling of basically not being in the same place or the same time. Talking about the timing issues, whether it's with romantic relationships or just general interpersonal
Things just not
relationships.
working.
Things aren't working
They're not
because you're
clicking.
in different places.
Yes.
I would say that more of the verses kind of offset that by talking about get up off your ass and do something. Stop waiting for that timing to match up.
Make it
Go out
happen.
and make it happen.
Okay. Very cool.
And that was a theme that ran through a lot of our record too, is just, get up and don't expect things to come to you. Like, go
Do
out there,
something.
be you, be who you are, and like, just, be motivated.
Very good.
And Joel is sexy.
The one thing I do is I have a really cool wardrobe, and these guys can't wait to see what I wear to the shows.
That is true.
That's also part of the reason why we wanted to name
I
that
was-
song Joel Sexy.
Joel makes his own pants, for Christ's sake. How cool is that?
And on that note, guys, thank you so much. It was
Thanks
great.
for having us.
It
We
was
really
great
appreciate
hanging
it.
with
So much
you.
for having
us. It was really awesome to be
Very
here.
cool. Looking forward to seeing you guys out. Also want to remind you we'll have a new podcast next week. So check that out. As always, we're streaming 24/7. We've got free apps. Just download them absolutely free. Type in YLN. And then, of course, we got the weekly newsletter. You can get that by just getting in touch with us at contact@yourlocalnote.com. All right, guys, again, thank you very much. And we're going to wrap it up with On a Dime from Magnificent Birds of Prey on yourlocalnote.com.
I can't catch you stopping on a dime. I can't catch you running through my mind. And it's so hard to even know what's going on. West, oh west, are we going down with the boat? And I don't even want to list out all that's bugging me. Slapped on our backs, get up off your ass and begin to realize all of the promise that's been promised me. I can't catch you stopping on a dime. I can't catch you running through my mind. And it's so hard to even know what's going on. Up and down, looked around like a can on the ground. See red lights, a shore sign, something's out of whack. Flat on our backs, it's a great place. Watch the stars and start to run. You'll rebirth, then get back on the track. I can't catch you stopping on a dime. I can't catch you running through my mind. It's so hard to even know what's going on. But something's really eating me. Nelson Delaware, where have the lights gone? Where have the lights gone? Where have the lights gone? I can't catch you stopping on a dime. I can't catch you falling far behind.